Robert with Copper State here. I'm going to give you a little recap on this weekend. It was the first event of the Weekend Warrior Bass Series. It was held at Roosevelt, but on Friday at Copper State Tackle, we had a launch party. The launch party was pretty fun. A lot of people showed up, more than I expected, it being like Friday morning / afternoon. Lyle showed up with the camper. He allowed you to pre-sign, get your early boat number. That's when I knew it was going to be a pretty big tournament. Well, I went to sign up and I was boat 76, and he had a couple people already waiting for later boat numbers. We had barbecue. I think Bubba's Barbecue sponsored the event. They had like pulled pork and a couple other barbecue sandwiches. I think I had the like a tri-tip sandwich. It was really, really good. They were giving those out. All the guys from the team were there. We had a sale going on for, I think it was 15% off. I'm not 100% sure what the sale was for tackle. A bunch of people showed up. It was really, really fun. And we got to, dock talk and talk about how people were catching them and everything. I drove up to Roosevelt the night before. I camped with a couple buddies in the parking lot. It was pretty warm. I knew once tournament morning got underway, I think I got woke up at like 3:30. Boats and trucks were already rolling in. I think they ended up with like a 124 boat field, but the parking lot was packed. Special thank you to Lyle and his family they provided donuts and I think coffee in the morning, which I forgot to pack a breakfast. Once the event kind of kicked off at blast off, I had to sit back and appreciate. There was a beautiful sunrise, like one of the best ones I've seen in a while. So we blasted off, I think at Windy Hill. I ran over personally I started at Connor's Ledge and just kind of ran all of that shallow brush. Now, I was hearing, from the dock talk about the buzzbait bite, topwater stuff, and I had practiced a little bit. I think I got up there the week before and just kind of messed around. And I actually caught a nice surprise on a horny toad, just a white horny toad. I caught I think it was like 3.5 pound smallie. A random fly just to try it out, And, oh, I just caught one. This is my first fish of the day. Oh, dude, I think it's a smallie. Oh, it's a giant smallie. Is it? Oh my God. Oh, holy it's a smallie, a big one. The water temp on the lake was still about 80. I think it was like 78, 79 in the morning, and towards the end of the day, it got up to like 81, 82. So it is cooling down. I did see a lot of shad in the backs of coves, but the bass just weren't there yet. I caught a lot of them out on flats on like the main lake. And first thing in the morning, I was throwing this Persuader buzzbait, or I was just throwing the horny toad by itself. I ended up catching, I think I caught one on a buzzbait, ended up catching another one on a horny toad, and I actually fished with Daniel Elias, and him being a co-angler was kind of weird to me, but he just had knee surgery, so he was on the back and doing what he could, and he actually flipped, I think, our biggest fish of the day, throwing a Berkeley power hog, just in a random bush as we were coming by. It was aggressive on him.
All right, I would kneel down, but it's a little hard. Power hog fish. Finally caught one. Oh. Ouch.
So first thing in the morning, we had, I think, 3 fish in the box. I caught one on the buzzbait, one on a horny toad, and Daniel ended up flipping one. After the morning bite kind of died down, we went and ran some more shallow flats. We didn't really have an idea of where to go. That's the only thing I kind of found pre-fishing. So we went and just continued the pattern that we were on, throwing topwater, buzzbaits. I ended up catching another one on a horny toad, and I think that one was about 2.5. The bite actually ended up slowing down. We had clouds all day. So I had got on the buzzbait bite before, and that kind of went away. So we ended up slowing down and just fishing like heavier timber. What I started doing was I was throwing a 4/0. I think this is an Owner jungle hook. I recently switched over to this hook just because I throw also with my horny toad. I'll throw a 3/0 jungle hook. just the EWG. So I wanted to try out their flipping hook, and I was not disappointed. So once we were back in this area, I had noticed and I had told Daniel, like, oh, I see some bluegill going, like, kind of floating around, and they were, you know, a couple inches, 3-4 inches. So we decided to slow down and kind of start flipping. I picked up a Action Innovations, I forget what this one's called. It's green pumpkin, has a little blue in it. Oh, I think it's I think this is called the sweet beaver or spicy, I'm not sure, one of the beavers. But it's just a green pumpkin with a little bit of blue to kind of mimic bluegill. I caught our fifth fish out of a brush tree. Once I flipped back in there, I actually caught another one. The bite was actually kind of slow. I think we only had like 7 bites total. I caught another short, reeling my bait out, but it was pretty tough for us. Luckily, the fish that we did catch came out to 11.5 pounds, which got us, I think, 26th place. And they paid all the way down to 30 because on the Weekend Warrior Bass Series, they paid 1 and 4. So we lucked out and were able to get to cash a check. Overall, I had a great time. There was a lot of big fish caught. I think somebody caught, there was an 8 and 9, and I think somebody caught a 10-6. I'm not 100% sure what those guys were catching them on. I mean, I'd like to know. That was pretty, I think 17 pounds won the tournament. 16, 17 pounds, I don't remember 100%. A couple guys at Copper State placed pretty well, and overall it was a great event. The next event is gonna be at, I think, Lake Pleasant, which I'm not too familiar with, so I gotta start preparing for that. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay tuned.